Hi, I'm Jen Turrell, and you're about to watch a Mastering Money Matters weekly blab with the women from my Mastering Money Matters group. This is a small group for women who are freelancers, entrepreneurs, and small business owners where we discuss the specifics of the finances that apply to you. We talk about launch cycles, irregular income, quarterly estimated taxes, and other things that are a little different from your general W-2 employment situation. So if this applies to you, come on in and join the conversation. Speaking of which, Oshvina, you're doing your present program right now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm thinking about opening it this Thursday. And I set that date a while ago, and it was like this weekend. I was like, it's this Thursday. So yeah, it's well, I said before to you, I'm just starting. I'm Dutch for people who don't know, so I'm from the Netherlands, and I've done a lot of work here, face to face, one-on-one, and also online. And I'm now going international, so it will be my first English training.
Awesome.
And it is really an awesome training. I am working on it right now, and just in the back end, it's really, yeah, I get so excited about it.
That's so cool.
It is full of valuable practices that will help you be more self-confident on any stage, like on camera, but also in one-on-one conversations or in front of an audience. And I made sure not to make it too full, because that's one of the things, it's a trick. Like, we know so much and we have so much, and we sometimes forget it took us years to do. I'm working on my presence for more than 3 years now, and I'm teaching it here in live groups for 3 years about now. So I think about 3.5, 4 years I'm doing it myself, and I cannot cram everything in this one training because it's too much. So I was really secure about finding what's most relevant, what's most effective, and putting that in. So it's a 6-week program, and each week has a great balance between, it's a step-by-step, so you start with the beginning, and yeah, I really thought it through how it comes across best, and you can always go back later and do it again, because yeah.
That's awesome. Do you have a sales page up for it already?
Yeah, I do.
You want me to type it in for
the
you?
link in?
Yeah, put the link in.
I will quickly see where it is.
And I'm going to have to pop off here in a few minutes because I have another interview, which I thought was at 11, but it was at 11:30. So I'm like, oh, I'll top on with the ladies.
And where do I put this link?
Send a message. Lisa, do you want to stick the link to your challenge too, in case anyone watching wants to, since they can hop in anytime?
They're going to hop in anytime.
Yeah, it's great. I've shared your challenge a few times.
Well, thank you. There's the link. So,
okay, cool.
There we go.
Okay.
Just so people know what it's about.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's not letting me do it there in that spot where it says drop any link. Oh well. I think they're still working on that. When there's no, sometimes it'll pin it'll pin one of the links there, but it's not working right now, it looks like. Oh, well. Well, thanks for joining us, Lisa. It was nice to talk to you.
Well, it was good to see you guys, too. I've been trying to make the Friday call, and every Friday which Friday is my day off, so that's ironic that there's always been something in there, but I'm going to try and make it this week.
Okay, great.
Hopefully. And I will be talking to you soon, Jen, and I'm going to get on your schedule as well, because there's some other stuff I need to talk to you about.
Awesome.
That's your zone of genius. So have a good blab, ladies.
Yeah.
Do your security. Bye, guys.
Great seeing you again.
Nice seeing you too. Bye.
Bye.
So I guess we're not going to get Susan in here, but let's talk more about your program and what people can expect if they sign up.
Yeah, so I work with professionals who want to be more self-confident in their work and in their presentations. And this can be even like a phone call. Some people are really hesitant to call other people, or just a one-on-one conversation, maybe sales or networking, but also in a team meeting, or presenting something to your colleagues or to a group of clients, and of course on stage itself. And I've learned so much working on my presence. It's something that brings you closer to yourself. So it isn't a set of tips or tricks like, oh, do as I do and then you will be fine. It is practical practices that help you be more yourself. So yeah, you can literally, that's why I called it Own Your Stage. You just stay yourself, you're authentic, and my self looks different than you yourself look, because it's just for each, it brings you towards yourself. And that's what I so love about this. It is authentic, and it's not like a set of tricks.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Would you want to share one of the practices?
Sure. I think it's best to start with the basic practice. You've probably seen it. It's also on my website. Oh, I can type that in as well quickly. Well, it's just myname.com, so it's quite easy. I have it there too as a free practice, so people can experience what it is. And one of the things what's really bothering us a lot when we are on stage or in a conversation is that we're constantly in our heads, like a little head bubble, where we're going like, there are thoughts going on and judgments and fears or something. I don't know if you've given a presentation and something, somebody looks funny at you and you're like, what did I do wrong? And maybe they have that face, or it's their I'm very interested face, and you're like, oh no, I'm messing up, and it's all going on up in your head. So you're just distracted by what's going on outside you, and you're not connected to yourself. So if you learn to shift your attention from your head to your center of your body, so much changes. It's really funny. It's easiest to do this when you stand up, but with camera and all, it's not too handy. But
you try. Let's see here. I'll move that. Okay, I'll stand up.
Okay, so then first thing you do is you ground your energy. So make sure your feet are flat on the floor, and imagine. Okay, great. Starting to relax. Yeah, it's a great sign. So imagine that you like a tree, have roots that go into the ground, at least 3 meters deep. So that gives you a sense of grounding. When I do this, I often feel, heavy legs, and it's already shifting the energy a bit down. Mm-hmm. So keep imagining this big root in the ground, and then see if you can shift your attention from way up here to your center. And your center is about 3 inches below the navel. It's 7 centimeters for European. 3 inches, 7 centimeters below the navel. Sorry, I have a little bit of hay fever. I think you can hear it. It's not as bad as it used to be, but it's the peak time for me. So under your navel, and then inside the body. So I don't know if you can see it if I stand up. If you have one hand on under your navel and one hand on your back, just clean your hands. There is your center. And see if it helps, you can close your eyes or you can keep them open, whatever you like. And see if you can shift your attention from your head and to this point. You could also see it like a bowl, and the upper rim of the bowl is the rim of your pelvis, and at the bottom there is your center. So you could imagine a flower there, or like a flame or something, a gem, sometimes people say, because it helps if you visualize something. So you have your pelvis and then the bowl, and then just below there, that's your center point. And if you focus there, you feel much more centered. So literally, if I could fly over to you, Jen, quickly, and gently push against your shoulder, you'd feel you're very grounded and strong at the moment. And if you shift your attention back to your head, you're just not centered, you're quickly off balance. So if you are presenting, speaking, or just talking to someone one-on-one, being in your center is totally different from being in your head. First of all, you're much more distracted, maybe things are going on, and you're quickly off balance. So you're way more centered. So when I do this with groups in person, I have them in pairs do this. So if you're with someone around, you could try, really take your time, feeling those roots, dropping down, grounding, see how far you can go. And if you cannot feel, you cannot reach this center point right away, at least bring your attention down, maybe to your navel or inside the body, and see how far down you can go. But I've done this with more than 500 people, smaller groups or one-on-one or bigger groups, and everyone notices a difference. Sometimes it's a little bit different because they're new to it, and some really feel a big difference already. So that also depends on how much body work you're used to. Like if you do yoga, it can be easier to do. So and it also shifts when you talk to people. When you talk, would you be willing to do the experiment with me?
Should I stand back?
No, if you can sit down, and that's okay. Would you tell us a little bit, just like 30 seconds, about your day so far? And first with your attention in your head. So quick way to go there is to worry about something small, like did I write this email, or is everything okay? Did I forget to put this in my texts? As the texts, they're like, oh, did I write that post down? Something like that. So you're up here, and you share a little bit about your day so far. And then after about 30-40 seconds, you stop, and then you take your time to ground and drop into your center and share again.
Okay.
Start in your head.
Okay. The morning was a little bit frazzled with getting the kids ready for school and everything. And I did forget to look up my daughter's IEP. We're trying to work out her ESY, which is extended school year plan for the summer. And just before we got on here, I was worrying about, I need to get into my files and look that up and send it back to the school because they're trying to cut her hours and we don't want them to cut her hours. And I've been kind of worried about, we're losing several people on my kids' school team. I have kids with special needs, so that's kind of been concerning me today. Is that enough?
Okay. Great. Oh, I'm Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Great. So take your time. You're now sitting. I often get this question because I start with people standing up, and you can totally go to your center sitting or even lying down, but it's easier to do when you're standing up because you can really ground. But just see if you can feel like your roots still from your feet, and if you can drop to this place. And then don't think about, I'm sharing about my day so far, so I have to tell the same story or I have to tell a different story. Just focus on that point and share with us what you want to say about your day so far. So really take time to drop. And if you feel your attention is on your center, share.
Okay. I also had a really good call today with Helen from the group that we're both in, Elsewines, about building a new tool for my website that I'm really excited about. We went over some different options and talked about it and looked at pricing, and I think it's going to be really great. So that was a really good part of the day. That was less worrying and more exciting for me. Is that enough talking? Should I keep going?
Yeah, could you quickly, because something went wrong here. I don't know what, but the sound went off. So I could see the difference, but now I was like, I can't hear you. So,
well, I was just saying that
fine.
after getting the kids off to school, I had a really good call with Helen Stringfellow, who's in the Mastering Money Matters group with us, about building a new tool on my website that I'm really excited about. It's a business calculator that helps you make your targets, but also calculates, you put in your business expenses and you calculate your tax withholding month by month, so that your target includes things like your business expenses and your tax withholding, so that you can see what your bottom line revenue target is rather than everybody looking at top line revenue target. It's just something that comes up over and over again when I work with women who run their own businesses or freelance, is not figuring out quite enough of the bottom line revenue. So they'll make these targets without thinking about setting aside for taxes or all of their business expenses.
Awesome.
Bottom line here.
So
I was just reading what some other people.
Yeah. Oh, it's somebody from Holland. Great. Okay, so first of all, did you notice a difference between the first time and the second time that you were talking?
Yeah, the first time I shared something I was worried about, and I felt it kind of more in my throat, and I think my breathing was shallower. And then the second time I was sharing something that I'm excited about, and yeah, I did feel kind of more sunk down into my body. Not wise with this stuff, going to start one. Okay. I'm not quite sure what they're talking about on the side.
Yeah. Something else going on, I think.
Yeah, side conversation.
Yeah, so there was I saw a lot of differences. First of all, in your body language, you told me once you're sitting on a ball. And in your head, you're much more like going back and front, and there's, it was more light, or how you say, not grounded. You see, more distracting. It was also distracting for me. You were looking away more. And like you said, you shared something that you were worried about, and also it was about your kids. So, somebody else, because I share about your day so far. And the second time, it was way more calm. You had more eye contact. I could easily follow what you say. First time I was like, you were throwing around with abbreviations and then explaining it and this and that, and it was more tick, 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 tick. And here it was really, and it was this and that and that. And it was about you and what you did and what you want. So sometimes it is the same topic that comes, but in a different way. Even if you have more worries or more negative story, it is more positive when you share it from your center, even if it's the same story. But yeah, there was so much difference between the first and the second. It was much easier to listen to get engaged to what you were saying. Even though I care about you and your kids and what you tell, I could not connect to the level that I wanted to, because it felt a bit distracting and a bit like still I'm trying to grasp what you're saying. And when I do this a lot, and I feel when I'm talking from my head, there's way more details going on. Like I have to share everything, and here it's more like I share what's important. So I see the sun is going away here. Would it help if I put on some light, maybe?
Maybe so. Do you have a light right there?
Let me see if that's better. Yeah. that's better, I think. It's slowly going.
So the exercises like that, is that what people can expect to work on when they're going through your program?
Absolutely. So they're really practical, really easy to implement, and they can really, you can do them. Sorry, there's somebody coming in here. Je moet nu weg. Je mag hier niet komen. Wegwezen.
Ik wil iets zeggen.
Nee, dat kan niet.
Snel.
Sorry.
Attila.
Yeah.
That's
So
okay. It's nice to hear Dutch spoken. Is that English or Dutch?
it's Dutch.
Dutch, okay.
Yeah. And I even hired a sitter because I didn't want to be disturbed. I have another blab coming up, and I said I cannot have them disturb me.
Mm.
So like, yeah, my husband has a dinner late. It's almost 9 in the evening here. So people are like, yeah, your husband is on dinner. It's the afternoon. What are you talking about? So here in Holland, we're going up to 9 o'clock almost, like 12 minutes. So
And the sun's still up.
Yeah.
Amazing. Wow.
Well, it's going away now. So yeah.
Okay.
But it's things like this, and what I get a lot from people is that it's really helpful. Just today I spoke with someone, said, just before I go on, I quickly go to the toilet or in my car and I do these practices. This is one of them. There are a few of them that help you to feel more self-confident, you be in your own space, owning your space, not being too much. Sometimes people are perceived as too much. It's all to do with your energy around you. Feeling energized, feeling self-confident, and I could also already feel in just this little experiment, we could feel the difference between the connection that you had and the impact just sharing something simple. Mm-hmm. And I always ask people which one was easier or better to listen to, and they always say the second one. So that's what I want to give people. Then I say like, okay, so when you are talking, what do you give your audience or the person that you are talking to? Talking from your head or talking from your center? So, yeah. So that's really, and it's the program has over 20 practices. Not all are like this, but I think at least half or about 12 to 14 that you can use to align your body language with that what you say, so people perceive you more as a whole. So sometimes we say one thing and our body says the other thing, and then it's not in alignment. So a lot of things like this, and really owning your stage. And there's some mindset that body, energy, and mindset practices in, but it's all really practical, so not too woo. I don't know how you say it. But,
Thank you, Oshina. That was really nice to go through that and try it out with you. If you want to find out more about joining Mastering Money Matters yourself, go to my website, jenturrell.com, and click on the Mastering Money Matters button in the navigation bar.
Growing into that adult, and my business is going through exactly the same phase right now, where it's growing into its own thing. And in order for it to become sustainable